Hello, and welcome to my latest review video. I'm reviewing a game I recently played through called Viola, a Heroine's Melody. Viola is a game developed by Jel Van Doorn. It tells the tale of a girl named Viola who is trying to learn how to play the violin as her mother did. While continually failing, she falls more into her self-doubt and belief that she is unable to get anything right. While this happens, Viola is suddenly sucked into a portal and transported to some cave area. Confused as to where she is, she starts to head through the cave, and, appropriately, she is encountered by a monster. As the slime is about to attack, there is a quick slash on the screen, and standing in the slime's place is Fenris. Fenris is the first companion to join you on your journey to get Viola home to where she belongs. Well, after the initial not-so-friendly hello from Viola. This starts as a tutorial, with Fenris doing triple jumps and wall jumps that you follow along whilst heading out of the cave. Here Fenris also shows you how you battle monsters. Viola, the Heroine's Melody is a platformer and RPG. The traversal through the levels is typical platforming. You can triple jump, with 2 jumps and 3 jumps gain you more height for reaching higher platforms, or platforms with a longer distance. There's the wall jumping I already mentioned, which is easy enough as you don't need to do directional presses to wall jump, but the jumps from the walls are shorter with no directional presses, and that only means you take a little longer getting up walls from my experience. There are other things that help with moving around the levels, like cannons. Cannons propel you, some auto fire and some you fire yourself. Same with them moving. Some you move, some move alone, or simply stay still. These cannons are also used to solve little puzzles to reach chests. Throughout your travels you will meet up to 10 people who can join your team, but only 5 people can be used in battles at a time. Teammate that sits out the fight gain only half the experience. Keeping everyone even with their levels means swapping and changing, but I swapped and changed my team when trying to get everyone's friendship rating up. Basically, after doing a level and getting to a wish fire, you can talk to the companions that have joined you. Each time you do, you get closer as friends. When you get to the rating of A, you get a personal quest, and this is why I switched around my team to get these quests finished and build stronger bonds. Other times, your band of musical warriors chatters during levels where you find odd stone statues, and you can press a button and there'd be a small bit of chat between 2 or 3 people. Though, speaking of the combat, it's pretty interesting. You have 5 options in combat. You can attack, this means you attack with 2 attacks, and you get a small bar with button icons scrolling and you have to press the buttons with the correct timing. Here, you get good and perfect for the attacks, which is successful, and if you miss the timing, you get a meh. Each of these 3 changes the damage amount. You can use items, which mean, well, you use items. You know, health potions and magic potions. You can defend, which increases your defense whilst defending. And it means that sometimes when an enemy attacks a different person, the person defending will block the attack and take the damage, but it will be reduced instead of the original target being hit. You can use magic, which takes AP, and like attacks will require button presses with good timing or button mashing, or holding the button for a certain amount of time, or sometimes all 3. When you select magic during battles, there are 2 options. One is magics, which is what I described. The other is crescendos. Crescendos are attacks that are much more powerful and use CP. The crescendos are more difficult to pull off than magic, and gaining CP is done by taking damage. Oddly, there's a book, or, well, a few, giving little information about it in the game. It's explained as if it was some kind of research. Viola has a nice art style. It's pixel art, and for the most part it's fluid and well made. I think when the characters talk and do this little dash, it looks a little odd, as they seem to be solid in the scenes, but it's not enough of an issue for me to warrant any real dislike to it. It's just a tiny bit jarring at the beginning. The characters are all very different and unique from each other, and the world areas are nice to explore with some interesting imagery. Like in the first area after the cave, there are trees shaped like violins. Audio-wise, the game has some really interesting tracks. The boss fights in particular are great. And to be honest, the battle music, just in general, is really good. The overworld has some lovely music throughout. It captures the area as well, with the places having some more mysterious elements to it. This is more in caves and the like. Music is also performed by your group. Not massive amounts, think of it like Ocarina of Time, in that you toot on an ocarina to play a tune to get somewhere. It's similar in this, you play a small tune that will allow you to travel, or open a certain door, or grow a plant. The difference here is the music is played with the instruments of the people in your current party. For the most part, you will have tunes played with 5 various instruments, with the occasional tune being played by all 10. When it comes down to it, Viola is a competent game in both battling and platforming, but I think my favourite part is the story and writing. The story is simple enough, with Viola just trying to get home, but it's the character stories throughout the game that make it, with it tackling various themes from grief, depression and more. The main theme of the game though is about believing in yourself and when needing it, having help. It's told well and appears genuinely heartfelt, while the character interactions are interesting and at times they are really funny. I did have a few issues. The most annoying was a spell needing me to mash a button, and the button displayed on the screen was the wrong one, which is a shame as all the other attacks seem to work fine. Overall, the game is well worth a look and an enjoyable experience with an interesting story. I'll be rating this 7 Pugsleys.